Hey guys, welcome back to another Earthen Rangers video. This is just going to be a quick little video on a special plant that is fruiting today. It doesn't have a lot of properties, and the reason is because this plant is toxic. If you guys look over to my right here, this is a plant called corpseberry. It's also known as snowberry or waxberry, but just because it does have toxic qualities, I'm really into the corpseberry name, so that's the name I'm sticking with. But again, you might have heard of this plant referred to as snowberry. I think one of the more common ones is waxberry. So let's get some of these sycamore leaves out of here so it doesn't confuse the identification of this plant. But the main reason why this is called corpseberry, snowberry, and waxberry is because of this right here. These are the white berries that are currently fruiting on the plant. They fruit a lot of the time in winter and fall. So the corpseberry is not super toxic, meaning if you were to brush up against it and get some of the plant oils on your hands, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to kill you if you eat one or two of the berries. However, it'd probably make you pretty sick. But if you eat enough of this plant and enough of the berries, it definitely can be fatal. Oddly enough, some Native American tribes would make a tincture of corpseberry, and essentially it'd be utilized to cure stomach aches from eating too many fatty foods. Like, for example, when there was the salmon run, you'd be eating a lot of salmon that's high in healthy omega-3 fats, and if you ate too much of that, some shaman or alchemist that has a lot of experience with this plant would make you tincture. Personally, I would rather just deal with the stomach ache and not mess with something that's toxic to try to heal that. So I do not recommend utilizing this plant at all for edible, medicinal, and or survival uses. But again, when you are harvesting other plants, it's great to know all of the toxic native and wild plants that are out in the field, so you don't accidentally mistake the identification of any other plant that actually would be edible, medicinal, and or have survival uses. Let's take a look at the leaves real quick. As you can see, these leaves are teardropped. Now, something about these leaves that you might mistake it for is something like wild rose if you were harvesting the rose hips for like a tea, or the medicinal use of the vitamin C from rose hips. There is a slight similarity in the shape of the leaves. Other than that, not a lot of similarity. For example, these leaves have perfectly smooth edges. The wild rose leaves have toothed edges, so that right there is just the biggest giveaway. Also, there'll be thorns along the calcified stems of the wild rose, whereas we're not seeing any thorns on the corpseberry. So that's really the only plant that I can think of in this Californian area that you might confuse corpseberry for. Kind of just a general rule for berries is that 80% of out in the wild, out worldwide, 80% of berries that are white are not edible. Alright, now about 50% of berries that are red are not edible, and only about 20% of berries that are black and blue are not edible. I got a friend here joining me. Look at that. You come to check out this corpseberry seminar? We're talking about corpseberry. It's pretty cool. Want to see? Don't eat them though. You're a pretty girl. Alright guys, so thank you for joining me on this quick toxic plant update of the California native corpseberry. Again, this is a toxic plant, so be careful when you're out harvesting. So yeah, alright guys, thank you so much for joining me on this quick little toxic plant update of the native California corpseberry, again also known as the snow or waxberry. You guys have a beautiful day. I'll catch you later. Stay aware. and protect.